cleaner, if that makes any sense. Not only is the composition worse than ours, with Hazel slightly going off screen, but Bobby Warren's expressions look a bit strange. Maybe it's their eyes going in their hair, that's not really something they would ever do, opting to instead shoot their hair upwards to evoke the fear they have instead. Wanda would want to take care of this kid in the first place. Hazel doesn't really need fairies. He's a little lonely, sure, moving to a new con and all, but I think the feeling of her not needing them is only so prevalent because of how exaggeratedly awful Timmy's life was. What Hazel's going through is a more common issue kids have to face than a babysitter who wants to murder them. But in some ways, I actually like that. I'm sure kids find it more relatable, and therefore it is a good reason for her needing them. Timmy's life and fairies almost work in a more abstract and metaphorical way. Sure, there aren't many kids out there who have a life like Timmy's, but it's pushed so much that I think it becomes easier for a kid to attach themselves onto the general idea of why he's given Cosmo and Wanda. Every kid now and then has thoughts of feeling back in time to be future for 10,000 years. A well-earned grid after all the shit they have to go through with Timmy. It's their own choice, it's like a pro bono podcast. There are some pretty contrived moments to make this happen, like suddenly Cosmo and Wanda hearing I wish turns them back into fairies like some sort of trigger word. But whatever, I can look past that. They immediately go back on this decision in episode 2 by establishing that Jordan had always planned on giving Hazel a godparent, so hey, fuck me, I guess. I'll just enjoy this interpretation while it lasts. I think what I enjoy most about this pilot is that it feels like an inverse of the pilot from the original. No, I mean the original. The setup here is that Hazel eventually wants to run away from home after having a miserable day at her new school, getting the news that her brother will be killed, in which Cosmo and Wanda accidentally turn her into a fly and have to rescue her before she dies or something, I guess. She never removed to bring out all of the news the real way. They didn't do anything crazy with it or reveal some insane lore reminder that made me like her more. All it took was getting to see them do more than stand around and deliver expository dialogue to show why she's a fun character to keep around. Can't say the same about Wing, the cool kid school. You can't see the words in my script, but I put quotes around cool kid. It's one of those characters where everyone just says they're cool without us really seeing why, other than, I don't know, they skateboard sometimes and wear a backwards hat. Radical. Unlike Jasmine, they just did not add anything to any scene they were in. I was honestly confused when they started making them a permanent addition to Hazel's friend group because they just did not leave an impression. Maybe that's more so due to their first episode with me and Ro easily being my least favorite out of this entire batch, so I'll talk about that later. By far the best secondary character here, and they forgive her. Not a bad ending or anything, but like, I don't know, that's it. Again, it's missing that bit of escalation that takes things one step further. Something that I wish New Far does excellently. I cannot get over how much they managed to shove in here with such a simple premise in only 11 minutes. Here we have a similar thing where Timmy starts to ignore his friends and loved ones, including Cosmo and Wanda, taking advantage of the magic and popularity. And so as a result of this, well, he's in the midst of making his most grand wish yet. Ironically, it's also for his life to be transformed into something more fancy. They all get zapped at Fairy Court, where Jordan Von Strangle attempts to make a case for why Timmy is such a selfish kid that he doesn't even deserve the fairies he's been given. And he wins. Cosmo and Wanda get taken away from him, forced to rattle all his wishes for. Everyone is still coming to his party, and he still has a boatload of cool stuff to show off. However, he doesn't do that. Instead, he stands out in front of everyone and admits to what an asshole he's been. That he wants friends who like him for him and don't respect him. This action, in turn, shows that Timmy is the kind of kid who, albeit eventually, remembers what's right and is willing to sacrifice his newfound popularity for what he knows truly matters in the end, being a good person. And it's only through this self-sacrifice that Cosmo and Wanda are able to showcase that Timmy isn't a bad kid at all, and that he is capable of learning a lesson. That having fairies is nothing but an asset to him, as it gives him the opportunities to grow into a better person. They all but abandon this a couple seasons later, but that's what's missing from this first batch of episodes to me. It never takes things to that level, and it only sucks so hard because it almost feels as if the show is holding itself back. That they could achieve something on this level, possibly greater, if the series had the old show. And that's kind of an issue to me. Not only because I do find it necessary for a sequel to a 20-year-old show to re-establish integral stuff like this for a new audience, but also because the rules were so important to the stakes of past these episodes.
Oh, great! The one not working? Noise.
You know, the rules were undoubtedly just an easy plot device to make things a little more difficult for Timmy, but, you know, they weren't. Maybe it's just because I'm older watching these for the first time, but I never find myself saying, well, why don't you just fucking unwish it then? Nearly as much as with the original. That's why the rules were so helpful. Why can't Timmy unwish this wish? Well, because you can't break up true love. You can't wish away another kid's godparent. You can't wish for breakfast past 10:30 apparently. However, here there are so many episodes where the problem simply comes from Hazel sticking her feet in the mud. Not only is that just kind of lame, but it also makes so many climaxes feel a tad anticlimactic. Like Teacher's Pal, where Hazel wishes for all the teachers to be her friends. This then backfires when they all eventually start regressing into having the minds of children. And so to solve this, Hazel just unwishes it. Okay? Hazel wishes for infinite pudding throughout the school, which backfires as everyone starts turning into pudding-craving zombies. Wanda asks Hazel if she wants to unwish the wish, but she declines as she hasn't gotten to try it yet. Okay? Now, thinking about any Fairly OddParents episode in this way is pointless, as you could literally find a solution for any problem they're in that involves wishing. But not nearly as often did I find myself wondering why Hazel doesn't just undo the wish. She has the power to do it. And this is a problem that so could have easily been explained with, you know, the rules won't let us. Making Hazel have to think creatively as to how she wants to solve something. I hope this doesn't come off like I'm shitting on the show too hard, and a lot of these complaints are in reference to the original. But at the same time, when your show itself is so referential to what came before, it's hard not to notice there are differences in their basic plot structure, but I can't help but add that there are still a lot of good episodes in here, though. That's not to say there isn't anything new in here, however. While many old characters return like Jordan with a pretty funny redesign, Father Time, who since the lawsuit from Timmy's Secret Wishes aren't supposed to handle all time-related wishes, but also, just as many new guys show up. Some aren't all that memorable, like the Peapod aliens or the Science Fairy, but others I liked a lot and wish got more screen time, like Nick of Time, who was a fun addition, or Cookie, who I'm glad got another episode to be a true antagonist.
On a podcast.
Check out my podcast. Still, though, the focus is much more on bringing back elements from the original. Some are in really lame ways that I actually did, like the New York